Hi everyone, Brypone here, back with another episode of the Weekly Purple Team, and this week we're taking a look at Golden dMSA. Well, what is Golden dMSA? What is a dMSA? It is a delegated managed service account, and delegated managed service accounts are part of Server 2025. And what they do is they put a lot of the credentials in Credential Guard, so it nullifies a lot of the pass the hash style techniques. But with a golden dMSA, we can steal the hashes, we can steal the password, and we can generate and grant Kerberos tickets based on stealing the KDS root key. So this is pretty interesting overall and quite a good finding from the Semperis team. But we'll do the purple team of this. We'll first do the red. We're going to jump and run the attack, and then we'll do the detection at sim. And there's some little things that we need to talk about on the detection today that this one's a little harder for the blue team than usual. So let's start with our Windows 11 host 1 and realize this is a very post exploitation type attack. We're already at domain admin or greater. We have stolen either a domain admin or an enterprise admin to get this level of access. But once you have this, much like many other golden type accesses, you're at that domain dominance level where you're trying to persist and persist super long term. And because the KDS root key never changes, and typically there's only one set in the Active Directory, once you have this, you can derive all of the delegated managed service accounts and group managed service accounts from that. So it's a really interesting post-exploitation technique. All right. So let's start. We're going to create another shell. But first we're going to run who am I, just to prove I am Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner, regular user in the domain. I now need to run as a domain admin. So I'm going to do run as, and I'm going to do Lucas Bishop, who is a domain admin. I've stolen his credentials. Simply going to run a command prompt as him. Just like that. We now have a command prompt, and who am I? I'm Lucas Bishop. So I'm running as a domain admin, right? I only need this for the beginning of the attack. So to get the KDS root key, and that's what we're going to do right now. We'll go ahead and get our KDS root key, but I'm going to move into the directory that I have golden dMSA.exe in, which is the project that Semperis made to make this easy rather than having to do it by hand. So that's what we're using for this. You check that out, of course. So we'll cd into that directory. We'll go into PowerShell. And then we're going to run golden dMSA.exe. We're going to run KDS. And this is going to give us our KDS root key. And I don't know why that pasted that way. We'll wipe this out. This is going to give us our KDS root key. Now I'm going to leave this running in the background just so it's clear for when I'm explaining the next steps. But you don't need this once you have this. You can take this GUID and this base64 blob and save it somewhere because you no longer need the domain admin. Once you have this, you've got everything you need. Now, for our next step, we'll minimize this. We'll go back to Bruce Banner. So we're now running as a regular user. We can run this utility to then get information about things in the Active Directory. If you already know the name of the dMSA account, you don't have to do these next steps, right? You can enumerate this stuff through LDAP, but I'm just going to use the golden dMSA.exe to do some enumeration here. And we'll use Lucas Bishop's account here. Let me copy this in. Go into PowerShell. And we'll run golden dMSA.exe info. We're going to run as Lucas Bishop. And we're just using LDAP to query the Active Directory to determine, are there any group managed service accounts or delegated managed service accounts? Okay, so now we're going to do that. Oh, I'm in the wrong directory. Now that I'm in the right directory, we'll run it one more time. And there we go. We can see we have a dMSA, right? And this is our dMSA location, its username, and its SID. So this is important for steps going forward. The username and the SID are very important for us to continue the attack. So the next thing we're going to do is we now have the SID. We're going to create a word list. And this word list is basically combining the domain name and some other factors from the key and creating something that we can run against the Active Directory to brute force out the password. Now, when you are brute forcing this, you are brute forcing it in the Active Directory, so it can be detected. But a lot of organizations, if you're this far in, they may not detect this. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to run our golden dMSA one more time. This time we're going to do a word list, and we're going to match up our SID right here with S. Our D is our domain name, which we should already know. Our forest, and this is interesting because once you've cracked this, this is a cross-forest level persistence. Anything in the forest, you can basically reverse engineer out any delegated managed service accounts across the forest, which is crazy. And then you need the key. And this key is from our other window. That is the GUID that we retrieved when we were getting the KDS key, KDS root key, okay? So once we have that, we can now create our word list. So we've created our word list. Now we run the brute force attack. So to run the brute force attack, and I'm going to run this in verbose, it does take a minute to run this because it takes about 400 attempts for this to go through. But what we want to do is we can see we're running golden dMSA.exe. We're doing brute force. The S, this is the SID of our account. The -K is the key. So this is our key from here. Then followed by our domain -D, our user. That was our user from our previous up here, right here. Phone dMSA right there. And then our key from our previous window as well, right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and run this. It does take a minute, so if it gets super long, I'll pause the video, but it does take about 1,000 attempts for this to go through. Let's see what we get. And here we go. We're roughly at 78 attempts. Typically, this has taken about 400 attempts for it to work. So shouldn't be too much longer. So we're already at 250. And now we're crossing 350. And now we're at there we go, 450, right around 450. And as you can see, we now have a ticket, which we can use Rubius, or we can replay with this ticket. The ticket is in this system, so I can play with it as I see fit. I'm going to stop here, though. I'm not going to go any further with the attack. I think we've illustrated it pretty well. We have the AES 256 hash, the AES 128 hash, and the NTLM hash. If this is a group managed service account, you can do past the hash. If it is a delegated managed service account, you have a Kerberos ticket. So you're pretty well good to go. You also have a base 64 encode of the password and the managed ID password. So that's pretty well owned, right? You have full control of that delegated managed service account. And if we run KList now, you can see we will have tickets from that account. Well, that was if I gave it the option -T. You have the ticket included here. You can import it. If I did the same thing again with -T, which we can do, it'll add a ticket to the account. You also have a .kirby file you can import into Linux. It'll grant a a ticket here in just a minute if I do the -T. If you do the -V, it verbosely outputs it, but it doesn't add it to the system. Okay, so that is basically the red side of this. What we're going to do now is we're going to let this finish just to show KList, but then we're going to take a look at the blue team side of this. And the blue team side of this is quite a bit more challenging. And the Semperis article out there didn't really give you what you needed to detect this. But if we do KList now you can see we have found dMSA right there. So we have a ticket loaded as us. So complete ownage of a delegated managed service account. For the blue team, the Semperis article gave some information on detection, but it wasn't good enough for many cases, right? So the easiest method to detect this is changing some values on where your keys are stored. So let's take a look at our Win 2025 domain controller. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open ADSI edit. To make sure that your keys are monitored, you have to create a security ACL or SACL. And that's going to allow you to monitor this. But you need to go into ADSI edit, choose connect to, then choose a context. And your context is not going to be your default naming context, it's your configuration context. Once you've got your configuration context up, you can expand this down, and then you're going to go into services, and you're going to look for group key distribution service. Under here, you have master root keys. I would recommend putting on a SACL here, as well as the keys themselves. So right here, have an everyone SACL so that this can be audited, list all contents, read all properties, write all properties, and read permissions. You can lower this if it's too much volume and type all. And then on the keys themselves, because you should only have one, you want to go to properties, security, advanced, and add one here as well. Notice it's inherited from the root, but I added one here as well to the key, just to make sure that it was monitored. Without that, and without advanced audit policies turned on, this will not show up at your SIM or in your event viewer. But if we take a look here in event viewer, this is what it looks like. Now I'm showing you this here because when we get to SIM, it's going to look different. You see this MS KDS prov root key? This is not in the event. This is a translated field. If you look at the actual event, what you're going to see when we look at object type is this %A 17E0418, that. Microsoft has equated this to a list. So if we take a look at our Microsoft article here, here is the schema GUID ID related to MS-KDS prov root key. Now, Brightphone, why are you telling me this? Because when this gets to SIM, you're not going to see what you see at your Windows server. You're not going to see this. What you're probably going to see is this and a different object name as well. So you need to be alerting on the object type that matches the schema GUID in a lot of cases. Your SIM probably does not translate this. And I'll show you, this is the most recent version of Elastic that we're working on, 904. And what we'll do, we will query for our object type matching that event ID, like this. Query for that. Go ahead, get the time right. And here we have our match. Now, if we choose this and we go here, we can see our object type matches that, and our %2EB object name matches what the event looks like if we go into the properties here of this event. See this %2EB? So what I would recommend you do is create an alert on the object type matching this GUID the access mask of 10, and then you can use this access list if you choose, 7684. But notice on our event here on our ElasticSim, we will have our access mask of 10. We will have our object type matching that GUID. This is the event. So a little crazy. That's not mentioned in the Semperis article. The Semperis article, if we look at that, when we come down to detection, they're talking about the key. So let's get down to this section. Let's way down here. This is a long article. It took me a while to read it. But if we get to the detection, notice they're talking about the KDS prop root key, and this is what it looks like in the logs. Well, that's basically a GUID match. So in a lot of sims, that will not show up. So just be aware. When you're creating sim rules for this, you're going to be looking for that match of that GUID, not this term. Now, this is good detection, right? It does work. Nothing should be touching these KDS root keys, especially pulling them out of the system. All right. The next thing, and the most obvious thing to detect here, is we were attempting to brute force in the environment. So if we do event code 4771, which is Kerberos authentication failure, if you're logging Kerberos authentication failure, and a username ending in $, and a whole bunch of KDC error pre-auth failed. Say you got greater than 100 in a minute, which you're going to see when I do this, you're going to see on the graph here, it stands out pretty good. Nothing, 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 boom, boom, boom. There's 360 events right here. If I choose this and I take a look at it, we will see the account name is our delegated managed service account name. Now, should our delegated managed service account name be failing that much? Absolutely not. This is a telltale sign of a golden dMSA brute force. So that's it for this week. Thanks again for watching the channel. I'm trying to get some more subscribers. So if you know anybody who likes this stuff, feel free to, show them the channel. I don't really advertise this really heavily. But if you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. And once again, hack the planet to defend better.